only selling on eBay and Amazon, I would be listing a lot more, and I would be focusing on those quality items, um, and making sure that I find lots of them, that I'm listing tons of them, have a goal, that kind of thing. Um, my point is that I sold these four items, this lot, those two books, and this audiobook on eBay in the last 24 hours, but I just listed those two. That one sold the same day within like an hour or so of listing it yesterday, and this one I just listed 6 days before it sold. So, um, just making the point that, source, list, sell. Do that over and over again, and you're going to see a lot of sales. Learn from what doesn't sell, learn from what does sell, adjust, make improvements. Over 1 year, I would say, if you start out, you have no clue, or let's say you know a good amount about books just because you read books, that kind of thing. Maybe you collect some of them, whatever it may be, you want to start selling them. Uh, just start seeing what works. Do your research on eBay, what's selling, what's not, and then test it out with what you find, your inventory, and adjust from there. So, this is a book. Let's start with this one. This is one I don't know where it came from because I don't have anything in the SKU, but it's an audiobook. Don't list it. Don't bother. Chip Ingram, Portrait of a Father. But this is an example of something. I actually sold this for $6.71 free shipping. Another one of those free shipping items that I'm slowly going back and changing all of them to include shipping. But anyway, my point being that this one was not worth it, obviously. And my other point is I'm running a current discount on all items that are a year and a half or older, a 44% discount. And I'm seeing a lot of sales happen because of that. Uh, I run those for like a week to 10 days, sometimes 2 weeks, and then I will increase it. I'm going to go up 2% each time. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to start going up. Then I'll go to 46, 48, 50, etc., until I can get rid of most of those older items. We'll see. We'll see how many I end up getting rid of with this. But anyway, that was that. This one came from my store where I am right now. If you don't know, I have a second bookstore here, and I ship everything in the back. And this was there following the Sun Shadow, Franklin Dixon, Ted Scott Flying Stories. Don't know the year of this. Let's see. Do I have it? 1932. Obviously, if you have the dust jacket and it's in pretty good shape, which this one is, aside from some damage a little bit, but overall it's in great shape for how old it is. It's like 90 plus years old. So this one sold for $29.90. I'm sorry, $24.29 plus shipping. Just listed this in January. Has not been up that long. So that was a nice sale. This one here, I pulled from those 25 boxes that I got. Let's see, when did I get those? I listed this on February 18th. So maybe like 2 weeks ago, if you remember, I made videos about that. And this is one of them. And it's signed by this guy here, who's still alive. He's a pretty well-known, this is from 1984, crazy. Really well-known, I guess, American financial analyst and commentator. He's 87 years old, born in 1937, and this sold for $49.99. I initially was going to list it for $29.99, but did more research and realized that I could probably get more money for it. It sold within 6 days of listing it for $50, so that was a really nice sale. And that came from those 25 boxes of books that were from a storage unit. And then this one here is from the recent big donation that I got. These were in the shoe boxes. They were all mass market or smaller paperbacks, vintage paperbacks like this. Many of them had the same author from the same author, same series, that kind of thing. And I just listed this yesterday. I mentioned it, and it sold for $31.99 plus shipping. There's only 10 of them, and one of them is in rough shape, but I took pictures of it, made sure they saw all of that. So this is Richard S. Prather. It's about Shel Scott, who's a private eye. And these books are, I believe, from like the 60s. So be on the lookout for these books. I would say in general, just older, like 1950s, 1960s, even 1970s, sometimes even 1980s if they're really sought after, from the same author. These vintage paperbacks can be really good as lots. So keep that in mind as well. Let's take a look at what I got through. It is still Tuesday. And as you can see, I am on to the second level here. I finished off the top level, which had like 7 boxes. I have dug into a couple more. So I'm making a dent, which is great. Today was really slow in the store, but it's enabled me to get through a lot of the books. I think tomorrow I won't get through as many because I won't only be here for 2.5 hours. Well, I'll try to get here earlier, but the store will only be open for 2.5 hours. Whereas today and yesterday it's open for 4.5, so I get more time. I still have another about 30 minutes before I officially close the store. But anyway, I was able to get through a good amount of boxes of books and found some stuff. It's been a mixture. There's a lot of there's a lot of good books in there, in the sense of, I know that even if these books are not currently being purchased often on Amazon or eBay, that they were in the past when they came out. There's been a lot of books there's been some niches, like there was ones about parenting boys. There's one about, there's a bunch about like psychology type of stuff, some self-help. There's also a lot of current affair books, but they were of the time that they came out. So many of those, I'm certain, because I've seen them in the past, and I remember some of them when they came out. They were really popular when they came out, but now 15, 20 plus years later, they're not. However, it doesn't mean that there aren't some current affair type of books that are that don't continue to be purchased and aren't still relevant. That's still the truth on certain ones. There's also biographies, autobiographies that people still buy about certain people, celebrities or whoever it may be. So I have 2 different stacks here from today, where this one is staying in my store here, all of these books, and that one's going to my second bookstore. So I have a good amount, and that's everything that I picked out today. Went through like 9 boxes. And some of the boxes have more books than others. Some of them are pretty packed. Other ones are like half full. So it really does vary. But there's some really good books in here. And as I add them to the stacks, I realize, or I think, well, wow, I'm going to have stuff that people, even more books in my stores that people are currently buying with a good amount of regularity on Amazon. Again, I used Scoutly to check to see how often the books are selling, especially based on how many copies there are. And some of them are selling 100% sell-through rate, right? Like they're guaranteed all of those that are up there for sale are going to sell. So anyway, you can take a look here and see what some of the titles are that I'm keeping. All different types of niches. This literally is about water. This is about World War II. This is about sort of like prisons we choose to live inside. How you choose to live your life, that kind of thing. Infamy, that's actually about the Japanese internment camps. So there's a lot of different stuff in here. This is going to my other bookstore, Craig Ferguson, a memoir. This one is super popular. I've seen that before. So there's a variety here. And then I found 3 books over here I'm going to list on Amazon. You can see right here we have Psychiatric Drug Withdrawal. I'm going to list that for $28.30. This was a good pickup. This one you probably wouldn't think is worth anything, but it's No Hidden Meanings, an illustrated eschatological laundry list. Yeah. So this one I'm going to list for $37.55 on Amazon. You just never know, guys. Look stuff up. This one I knew was going to be worth money because of the recent death of I'm blanking right now. David Lynch, who was the director behind a lot of movies, but including Twin Peaks. So this Twin Peaks book, The Secret History of Twin Peaks, a novel, is going for, I'm going to list it for $108 on Amazon, and it's selling, the sell-through rate is ridiculous right now. Yeah, so this is pretty much, I'll be surprised if this doesn't sell within a few days. We'll see. But that was a really great pickup. That's probably the best one of the day for sure. Really interesting one. And then over here for eBay, I have all of these. I've got 3 older books. This one signed. This one signed. Ed McMahon, Anne Lamott. I read her stuff a long time ago when I was in my 20s. Those are both signed. And then this one is signed as well. But this is a person locally from where I live. She's an artist. My middle name is Color. And she signed this one. I couldn't find one single copy anywhere. She doesn't even have a website. But she's local here, so I'll see. I'm thinking about selling it in my store, but it's not going to be able to. I'm not going to get the kind of money I want. I'm going to list it for $100. I mean, it's so rare, but I don't know how big of an audience there are. We'll see if I can sell it for near that. This one was a great pickup. 1980 first edition by David S. Lifton. Best Evidence, Disguise and Deception and the Assassination of John F. Kennedy. I'm going to list this for $69.99 plus shipping. If you see this one out in the wild, definitely pick it up, especially this 1980 first edition, because that's one that sells pretty regularly on eBay. These are ones that are a little bit of like flyers, these older ones. I mean, in the sense of they're not selling like hotcakes, but based on my research, it looks like they can sell. Only 2 ways to write a story. What is this one? This Freedom. 13 new radio plays, and this one is the enjoyment and use of color, literally color. So some interesting ones. So I'm happy that I found all of those. And then something I did not find from these from those boxes of books was someone brought in some stuff to me that I purchased for $30, and this was in there, and I knew when I looked it up that it was going to be worth something. Ends up it's worth something, worth a good amount. Sealed. It's a sealed copy of Samurai. What is it? I don't know how you say it. Samurai Champloo. I've never seen it before, but I knew because it was anime that it was going to be worth something, and it's sealed. So I'm going to list it for $34.99 plus shipping. And I don't even think I need to take offers. I'm pretty sure this will sell. New copies are selling right around $35 to $40. So this alone will pay for that pickup. And I was nice. Like I offered 25, and she said, "Can I get 30?" And I said, "All right." I told her, "Sure, bring me more stuff, and we'll see if she ever does." But I got other items with it, which are over here. There's a couple of like what do you call it? I don't know if they're manga down there that are good. And there's some DVDs and Blu-rays, some decent ones in there. So I was happy with that. So overall, it's been slow in the store, but great for finding items that I'm going to be listing on eBay and Amazon and putting in my stores. So I'm accumulating a good amount of stuff. I will be photographing most of it tomorrow. And then I'll have time tomorrow, because I pick up my kids early at 1 on Wednesdays, to list a bunch on eBay, and have more stuff to list through the rest of the week, because I've already listed a good amount as of now. But that's what's going on. Keep busy, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.